So I'll just start out on behalf of our organization, myself, Joe, the players, some of the coaches, some of the staff members. A lot of us have been around Damar. We offer our prayers to him, to his family, to the people in that organization. They've been through a lot, and this is tragic. It's tragic to see. I feel for Damar, most importantly, his family, but all the players and coaches that are around him every day. He's a tremendous young man, and just pray for recovery. That was tough. So, yep. Any questions?
How'd you address that with the team today, and what was like?
Yeah, I try not to get too much into what we do in the team meetings, but I had a medical people talk, and I had our team psychologist, Dr. Lonnie, speak, and then I had our team chaplain, John Paul, speak and say a prayer. So that's how we started before any football. That's how we started it.
Hey Brian, in terms of the fragility of life and the danger of the game, how do you reconcile what has happened here, and how do you share your thoughts with your team?
Really just what I said. I mean, that's, I'll leave what we said private, but that was tough.
Is it difficult to go back to work today?
Well, it's been difficult the last couple of days. This is, again, it's a relationship business, and when something like that happens to people that mean a lot to you, or even if you don't know them, you have just a great amount of respect for, really doesn't really matter what job you do, but having been around the young man, know him, know the type of person he is, yeah, it's tough.
You were there for 1 year together with him. I mean, you were an offensive coordinator. He's a rookie defensive back. How well do you feel? You know him? What kind of sense do you have with him?
I know him. I wouldn't say I was obviously as close with him as some of the offensive guys, but certainly know him, and on the look team, and just he's a good young man. Yeah.
Were you watching the game on Monday, and if not, how did you hear about it, or what were your emotions, either having seen it or when you get that text?
I'd say about how they are. It's terrible.
Brian, what was the purpose of having your medical people talk to the players? What did you want them to relay to the team?
Yeah, well, I just think when a situation like that occurs, probably weighs heavy on everybody's hearts and minds. So just kind of let the medical. Again, I'm not going to go into what was talked about in the meeting. I hope you guys can respect that, but I just thought that was important for those three individuals to speak.
How worried are you about your guys' men, especially the ones who knew him and have been on that side?
I think you're always concerned about your guys, and then when something like this happens, you're always concerned about them. But that's why I have confidence in the people in our building. That's what we're all here for. Is we're here for the players, support staff, coaches, trainers, medical. Everybody's here to help the player in any way we can.
Did you give your guys a chance to talk or ask questions or share in that meeting?
Yeah, again, I'm not going to get into it, but yeah, I mean, it was a good. I just thought that was the right thing to do for our team.
Dibs, in the times that you were around Damar, or just observing him in any capacity, what was it about him that at such a young age he seemed to have such a responsibility for a very young brother, and also for his community in McKees Rocks, where that toy drive started with, frankly, humble beginnings. It's obviously grown to something, but that was important to him to do as a very young man.
Yeah, I just say, Kim, he was a good young man. I don't want to get too much into that. I think that out of privacy and respect for, number one, him and the rest of the Buffalo Bills organization, I'd defer to them. So I just leave it at that.
Brian, as a member of this NFL family, what's been your reaction when you see the outpouring of love and support, and also the donations on
Yeah.
that GoFundMe page.
Yeah, amazing. Just the support for that young man has been incredible. And that's a testament to everybody around the country that watched it or maybe heard about it or saw it. So yeah.
Obviously, the dangers of the sport are ever present. There are a lot of reminders. This one perhaps more serious and stark than most. How do you work through that with players who might sort of be grappling with that this week, or even yourself?
Yeah, I think that's why we had the meeting that we had. Again, one meeting's never just going to do it, but I think you hire a bunch of competent people that are there for the players in any support system that they need, and that's our job, and that's why we hire who we hire.
I know this isn't foremost, but you only have a game to play this week. How difficult is it to somebody who's very structured in a very structured business to not know what lies ahead this week?
Yeah, I just think we go about our business and have a normal week. But again, I'd be remiss. That was heavy on my heart. I thought it was the right thing to do for our players and for our organization. And I'd say Joe is on the same page with that. So that was what was most important this morning.
Do you believe it might be appropriate for the league to push?
Yeah,
games back?
I'm not going to get. I'm not. Yeah. I know the questions. I understand the questions. Really, what I said about that whole situation, I'm going to really leave it at that.
Brian, do any of the guys... You played the game at the high school and college level, and you've coached it for 25 years. How have you balanced your love for football with the dangers and risks involved?
Good question. I just think you deal with things as they come. Again, this situation's pretty unique. So probably need more time to reflect and sit down and think about that one.
Have you considered giving a day off, or do any of the guys who have a relationship with Damar need an extra day, or how?
No, I think we have our support system in place. If somebody needed that, I certainly would consider it, absolutely. So again, we're here for the players. Our staff is here for the players, and that's the best I can give you.
How much did you consult with your leaders? I know you talk to your leaders. You have that leadership group that you talk to. How much did you consult with them and sort of make a decision on how you were going to proceed here and involve them with it? Or did you?
On that one, no, I didn't. I just, they had Monday and Tuesday, and obviously you see guys walking through the building that are working out, but just, Joe and I talked about it. We thought that was an appropriate thing.
Can this be an escape, coming out here and being with your teammates and coaches, to get away from it, just the thoughts of it, and can that be helpful and therapeutic?
Yeah, I think you'd have to probably ask each individual.
How about from your standpoint?
I think it's again, something like that is always on your mind after it happens.
Brian, have you made a decision on whether to arrest people?
No, like I said on Monday, we'll go through the whole week. We'll talk about that Friday evening probably.
Brian, I think that this kind of team, as far as playing players in a game maybe that doesn't have any meaning, obviously worked out pretty well for them back in 2007 with the Super Bowl run, that game against the Patriots. I mean, is there, in your opinion, something to momentum and generating momentum late to potentially carry it through the postseason?
Yeah, I think I'd say this. I'd say the same thing I said on Monday. We're going to do what we think is best for our team. What happened in 2007 or 5 years, we're going to do what we think is right for our team.
Did any members of your organization go to Cincinnati or any type of outreach that would be worthwhile sharing?
I don't know that answer in terms of the players. No, I don't know.
Dave, you and Joe obviously so recently in Buffalo.
Yeah.
The two of you reached out to folks up there.
Yeah. I've talked to, I'd say, a number of people. I talked to. I'm not going to get into everybody I talked to, but I've talked to a lot of people there. Just offer my support, anything. Not that I can do much, but those people, I'd say, mean a lot. I don't want to speak for Joe, but I know it does. They mean a lot to both of us. I know there's a lot of people in the building, that the players, the staff, the trainers, thank God for them. you build relationships. Being there for 4 years, have a ton of respect for the people in that building. Just really a call for support.
You said that, obviously you offer support, but there's really not much else you can do. Is that a little bit of a helpless feeling in this situation?
Yeah, I think, again, not having been through a situation like this, I just try to do the best you can to be there as a friend, as a mentor, as a former coach. Just be there for them.
Brian, has anybody come up to you and said, a player saying, I don't know if I want to play this weekend?
No.
Dave, I know we asked you about Monday, the reaction.
You get a haircut?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm trying to catch up to you.
Yeah.
In terms of, I don't know if I may have missed it.
That's okay.
Were you watching when it happened?
Yeah, I saw it.
So what was the immediacy after that? I mean, I know a lot of people took to social media. You're not necessarily a social media guy. I mean, is your phone buzzing, or do you kind of turn away and try to be with your family a little bit more, or what?
Yeah, I was probably like all of you, just praying for him.
Brian, does this make you appreciate more just being a part of the football community that you're in, the overall group?
Yeah, I mean it's a close-knit community, obviously, but I would just say in particular for guys like myself, Joe, Shay, Bobby, Ly, Brita, McLeod, Isaiah, Feliciano, probably leaving somebody out right now, Pinnock, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, guys, honestly. Just hope everything goes okay.
Take a couple more.
Right. In terms of your guys, is anyone not going to practice today?
Yeah, so Leo won't practice today. Z's won't practice today. And Feliciano won't practice today. And then we'll give Dex his usual vet day off on Wednesday. Everybody else. Yeah, he'll do something. Yeah, he'll do something. He'll do a little bit more than he did last week.
Because even when he had 7 snaps Sunday, did it affect him? Was the ankle bothering him, or was that?
Yeah, no. I mean, he toughed it out. He went. He played. Then we took him out there after those reps. Hopefully, we can get him healthy as we can here in the next couple weeks.
How did Feliciano? Is that
Back. Yeah.
How did Xavier come through with
Good.
him and everything?
Yeah. Yep.